Hey Charmers, it's Bailey here. So real quick, I just want to go over, we all have colors in our makeup kit that may not be our perfect match. In fact, they may be far from that. But before you go and throw it away or be frustrated with your makeup kit, I'm going to show you a few ways that we can utilize these in our everyday look. So when it comes to doing my own makeup, I like to start lightest to darkest. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm gonna take this pretty Vulgar light concealer and I'm just gonna do my under eyes and touch up some of my brows. So if you have a concealer that's just a little bit too light for you, it's perfect for brightening. See how that automatically just brightens it? If you use a color that's your exact foundation shade right under your eyes, it almost makes you look a little bit flat. So I'm just taking a little bit of this lighter color and you can see I already look so much more awake, right? I'm just gonna take a little brush and we're just gonna clean that up a little bit. Okay, so now let's move to the next darker shade of concealer that you have in your kit. Let's say this concealer shade is the exact same match as you, and like I was saying, you don't always wanna use just one flat color all over your entire face because it's gonna take some of that dimension out of it. But everybody's forehead is a little bit darker than the rest of their face, so I like to use that concealer color to spot correct, especially when I have a few breakout areas. And I just like to do little tiny dots. So now I'm gonna use middle ground of these pretty Vulgar concealers, and I really love this because it matches the color of my forehead perfectly. Some people's forehead is a little bit darker than the rest of their face, as you can see mine is. So if I were to use this maybe all over the face or under my eye, it takes a little bit of that brightness away. So I just spot correcting like you see, and then sometimes directly like right underneath the eye. If you take all of that coloring away, you almost look too stark. So I just do a tiny bit of this darker color just right underneath my eye. So now as you can see, I already did the bright one, but now just layering that other color underneath my eye, I don't even know what it does, but it almost makes my eyes look more natural. It's not so stark. So I really want it bright within here, but if I bring the brightness all the way to my eye line, it almost looks a little crazy. So then I'm gonna take one darker shade. This one's called Shady Lady. And if you have a shade that's just too dark to use as your under eye concealer or maybe as a spot corrector for this time of year, I love to use it as a contour. And if you haven't tried it, you really should, because originally contouring was just to be 2 shades darker than your natural skin color to create a little bit of shadow. So that's what this is gonna be perfect for. And everybody likes their contour in a little bit different spot, kind of how we all wear our jeans waist at a little bit different spot. I like mine high. I'm just gonna blend up and blend up and blend up. I'm gonna take some of this extra product from my cheeks and then just run it down the center of my nose like that. These layer beautifully, so don't be afraid to layer on top of what you've already done. Okay, so now we have this really dark concealer and we're like, this isn't my color. Well, guess what? You can use it for a lot of different things. One of my favorite things to do with this darker brown color is to use it on my eyes. And this one's called Shade for Days. You can even already see it's kind of making my blue eyes pop. So it's just enough to give me a natural look and giving my eyes some definition so they're not too stark after some of that light concealer that I put on. I love using skin tones to do my makeup because it creates a really beautiful, almost no makeup, but still gives you that dimension in your face. And then I'm going to use a pink lipstick that's almost a little bit too pale for my lips. So I'm gonna use some of this darkness. I even like to get in the corners and almost put on like a smirk. As we age, the lip color is gonna be the first thing to go from our face. So I like to create some shadow right in the sides of my mouth before I put on my lipstick. As you can see, it creates a really beautiful dimension in my lips that wouldn't be there before if I had just put the lipstick on. And I do want to mention, even though this is just a quick look that I'm doing with only these 4 concealers, which is amazing, you can use these as an eyeshadow base as well. So let's just say that this is just me beginning my makeup, and then I can add an eyeshadow on top, I can add some color on my cheeks, I can even do a light layer of foundation over top of all of this if I really just want to like smooth and perfect it out. Options are limitless. Really, any of your concealer shades that you have in your kit that you're not using, get creative. be that inner artist and try some of it out, because I think you'll really find that they can be very useful. Okay, charmers, so just a quick refresher. If your concealer is too light, try using it as some brightening, some strobing areas where the light would naturally hit your eyebrows, under the eye, maybe on the cheekbones. Carve out that fresh red lip. If your concealer is just maybe a shade too dark for that brightening option, then maybe use it as a spot corrector, especially in the forehead area. Let's say it's a shade or two too dark. This is going to be perfect for some of that nose contour, cutting into the jawline, showing off some of those cheekbones. And let's just say it's really too dark for even contour. That's perfect for that base for your eyeshadow and doing that smoky eye, that Friday night, that Saturday night look that you really want to be fierce, make those eyes pop. Use it as that eyeshadow base and really try out some fun looks. Don't be afraid to get creative and use all the colors in your makeup kit. I promise that you're gonna love it. Okay, charmers, I hope you found some of this information in here useful, because I know I love using different colors in my kit. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below, and see you guys later.